Hello, everyone. Patriot 5 here. I'm at my daughter's house this afternoon. I had to come over and babysit as something come up with a original babysitter today. So I'm here with a little monkey. She's in watching TV. I got to put her down for a nap, but I have some things I have to get done tonight, and I needed to talk to you about a few things. So we're doing an early one. I'll announce it. I'm sorry I didn't announce it earlier that I was going to do an early one, but quite frankly, I wasn't sure if the computer was going to work over here. So I'm thinking I might be able to get my computer back working at Ron's house and we'll go from there. But I'm going to go ahead and say the pledge and play the music, and then I'll come back and get the show started. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again, with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt of this land. God bless the USA. God bless this country. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt about this land.
Hi, Diane. Hi, Beth. Diane, what I'm doing is I said at the beginning of the show when no one was on, I'm at my daughter's house. I brought my computer over today because I have some things I got to do tonight. Some things I got to do tonight. There's some things I need to get accomplished. And quite frankly, I'm tired. But I am glad you're on today, Diane, because I'm going to use you as an inspirational point. And for anybody who's on, Diane I'm talking about is our famous fact checker. She gets me lots of information, and we talk off and on. The one thing I know that was, if Diane calls me to do a video chat, even if I'm not busy, even if I'm busy, I have to figure out a way to make some time because I know she's going to have some great information. And Diane is a lot like Savior. When you get information from them, man, it comes from the heart. TNT is coming on it too. Okay, for all of you guys that's here, try to make that. I will try to make it. If not, I will get an update from you later on. Hopefully, I'm going to have her laying down by 2, but we'll see. But I want to talk about what we're going through and how we've got to this journey and what's made us what it's made us. And one of the things I want to talk about, if I had to start all over again with just my children and my wife, well, I wouldn't start all over with my children. I would start all over with my children. I wouldn't start all over with my wife. I don't have a wife. But see, I didn't let the fact that I got divorced stop me. It made me happier and it made me stronger. And I'm not going to go into the reasons why we're divorced. I'm just going to go into the fact that my ex-wife is one of these people. And I'm not going to be disrespectful. She's one of these people that she could fall in a pig pen and come out smelling like a rose. She has the way to get the upper hand. Maybe not always the right way to do it. What she did to me, no man should have had to go through. But it didn't kill me. And as my mom says, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. But there's so many people like that out there. I don't know if any of you guys here, Janet, good to see you. You know, it's mostly right now, all I'm seeing is Janet, Beth, and Diane. Betty's here, but it's all women. So I don't know if you paid any attention to the NFL draft. But there was a kid on there whose dad is a Hall of Fame football player, Neon Dion. But Neon Dion come out and coached his kid in college, got his number retired with the statistics he put up. You know, somebody paid a school to retire their son's number. But we got to stop what happened in this NFL draft. This dad comes out and says there's 2 or 3 teams I will not allow my son to go to, but he would not say what teams they were. Now, I'm going to come here and talk to Janet for a minute. I'm going to say, Janet, let's pretend you're the general manager of a football team in the NFL. And it comes time to draft, and you need a quarterback, and you can draft a kid that had good statistics, but not overwhelming. A lot of them were sugar-coated. And you refuse to draft him. You don't draft him. But then you draft somebody else, and you get called a racist. The NFL got called racist because they wouldn't draft this one kid. But his dad said he would not let him go to 3 or 4 different teams. What if you're one of those teams and you waste a really good pick and now he won't go there? A kid goes into the draft, he gets drafted, he goes to that team. If he doesn't go to that team, he does not deserve to play in the NFL. And we all know the NFL is totally running itself down. It has a chance to be the greatest sports out there. Not ever in my eyes, because baseball will always be. But you know, I was on social media, this channel here, other channels, a lot over the weekend. And all I seen was people, black people. It's a racist thing. It's a racist thing. So my question to anybody out there that thinks this kid not getting drafted till the 4th or 5th round, it was a racist thing. Tell me how it's racist when the number 1 kid, the number 2 kid in the draft are black. There was a lot of really good white players. There was a lot of really good other nationality players, but it was 2 blacks that was drafted number 1 and number 2. Of the first 32 picks in the first round, 26 of them were black. Of the first 64 picks in the first 2 rounds, 52 of them were black. 52-12. But it's racist. Why is it? And guys, I am not trying to get people mad here if there's black people on, because on a couple of the social sites, there's a lot of black people coming on asking, how is this racial? Why is everything racial? This young man that took a knife where he shouldn't have a while back and did what he did, and I'm not going to go into details. You guys all know that story. They're saying it's a racist thing. Guys, do you understand people like Sleepy, Dopey, Obi, all of these idiotic people who I just seen a video sent to me by Savior? They're all kind of either at this place and they've got these things in front of them that they can't open them up and they can't get out. And they got a list of a lot more that they're going to be doing real soon too. Glory, glory, hallelujah. These are the people that ruined Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. These are the people that they have to have the white, the black, and everybody fighting amongst each other as racist to get what they want. Because see, as we're all fighting, as we're all accusing, as we're all doing all of this stuff like this, these people were taking millions and millions and millions of dollars. Now, did you see the judge the other day that really stood up to one of our leaders, really put him down big time? I can't mention names, guys, but they really did. But then I think it was either Pam Bundy or it was Elon, did some investigations. And yeah, the reason she's doing this is because she has received like $37 million. What is wrong? I'm starting to believe so, Janet. I do not want to believe it. That's why I'm hoping and praying that Walter Payton and the guy for the Lakers, the guard, Kobe Bryant. I'm hoping people like Mickey Mantle and someone great in every one sport comes back and changes it. Because the reason I will not come out and say they're all are is because I love kids. And to all of our kids that follow us and all of the kids that I talk to every day too, I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're starting to enjoy better weather and being able to get outside and do things that kids do. And I'm going to tell you, Jimmy, get outside and play. When you come back in after you have your dinner, you have your bath, and that, you can do some research and start posting some things. But go outside when you're not doing your studies and that. Go outside and be a kid. Have fun. Take your little sister out in the yard and play with her. Get your little teenage sister or your older brother and go do something fun. Patriot 11. Get on that horse and ride it, buddy. Get on that horse and ride it. I'm sure you're just knocking it out of the park with all the girls. You had so many girlfriends over the years. You know, tonight, one of the reasons I'm doing this is my grandson, Patriot 7, has a ball game, and I'll go to it for a while. You know, super gymnast, Little Monkey, I know when Super Gymnast gets home, Little Monkey, you're going to want to be outside. They got a trampoline. And boy, I tell you, they practice their gymnastics on it, and they're getting so good. You know, Small Hank, Don't worry about it. Grandpa Hank took care of the kitty litter boxes for you, so you're good to go outside and play tonight. Little Kira, guys, I haven't told you this story. Little Kira, my youngest granddaughter. You guys all know that the day she was born, December 13th, 3 years ago, this December 13th. She was born at 11 something at night, almost made it to the 14th. Before noon the next day, she was taken to Chicago to a children's hospital. While in that children's hospital, she underwent through three surgeries. Three surgeries that none of the surgeries had a survival rate of more than 50%. They was all under 50%. But she was a fighter. I never told my son, I never told my daughter-in-law how low the rates of these surgeries were because, quite frankly, I couldn't talk about it without crying. She survived. She reminds me of me. Nothing's going to stop her now. But that being said, her mom, my son, and other people have started to save the tops of beer cans, you know, the little things that you click up to open. They save them. They've gone to taverns. They've gone to wherever people have alcohol that they sell it, people drink it there. They go to people's houses anytime someone's having a party. We had that cash bash a few weeks ago. They announced it there, and the people's all saving them. To be honest with you, they have to go back up to Chicago for a checkup for her in July. And they've got so many people working with them, taking these tops up, helping these children, because the more that they send, the more help that these aluminum places give to the hospital. And that's what it's about, the hospital and the kids. They are writing a story on her. It was a story published in a magazine or a newspaper the other day, and my son posted it on my Facebook page. But anytime you pop a can, just think that can help a child. Now, let's go a little bit further and talk to the rest of the kids, and let's talk to, Karate Kid, Wyatt Earp, our princess and queen, her brother Hunter, Boogie, Boogs, Boogaloo, and Boogaroo, little Leona, little Elan. And I'm going through the kids kind of fast today, except for when I told the story about my granddaughter, because, guys, this is a story that is amazing. They're doing a story on my granddaughter. She has no clue. But the people that we're touching through this event, through doing this, it's totally amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. I know my daughter-in-law partially is doing it because she's going to get a little recognition. But that, you know what? If it helps the kids, I don't care if she gets 100% of the recognition. It's all about the kids. And we love each and every one of you. I don't know if you guys have seen recently, but the people's been posting some grandkids. I believe it was Rosie and a couple of other people posted grandkids. And I always compliment. Because I always tell them Uncle Ralph said hi, or, oh, they're just beautiful, and that. And the compliments that I get back, and I don't do it to get a compliment back. I just do it because I consider all these kids, my grandkids, my nieces and nephews, whatever, if you just want to be my friend. Why, God, we got Johnny and Jeremy, we got some guys on here. A lot of J's. So anyway, Patriot Diane with two N's mentioned that TNT Tony would be on at 2:00. So guys, I'm going to get you off of here in plenty of time so you can watch TNT Tony. This is going to be a show that my honest opinion is TNT Tony is going to make a major announcement. And I haven't even talked to Diane today, haven't talked to her yesterday. But I know the last time I talked to her, she said TNT said it would probably be his last show. But, we had to deal with the Pope. And it was so cool that our president, our amazing president, sat there and everybody's in them black suits. Them men are all decked out in their black suit, and there he sits in a blue suit. You gotta love him. He imitated Sleepy. He imitated him by acting like he was going to sleep. He imitated him by getting on his phone. Oh my goodness. But for all of you, if you watched any of the replays or anything, why were them crosses up by the casket upside down? What in the heck? I almost said the other word. What in the heck was them people walking? How many of them was there with them hoods on? That was creepy and scary and about 100 other things you could say. But I think that walk by all of those, whatever they were, was their walk of shame. I think it was their final stand. I think it's over. It's done. And you're about ready to see a great president with the greatest military force ever in the history of the world. You're about ready to see them take over. And we're going to get what we want. And that's my opinion. I will not give a date, but I think that Tony will announce today. And I will talk to Diane later tonight because with the little monkey here, I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to actually get on because she'll be, if I can get her to sleep right away, I can maybe get over there. I'm assuming he's going to be on his channel. If you have a link for where he's going to be, Diane, please send it over to me. I meant to call Ron before I got on, but I was so happy when the thing worked. But, I just want to talk, guys, where we're at. I just want to talk where we're at now. My personal opinion, I believe we're closer to the finish line than we've ever been in our lives. But, I was sitting doing some soul searching over the weekend. And I got thinking, I'm upset. I'm aggravated. I went down to Ron's and Ron said something to me about something. And my first response was, well, that's what they said, but the time is up for that. It's over. It didn't happen. And Ron took it as I was upset. I'm not. It's just that once they say something's going to happen and they actually give a date, when they don't, I have a tendency to get a little bit spicy. And I don't mean to, but I'm as human as everybody else. And as much as I try to hide my feelings, sometimes I can't do it. But I really and truthfully believe that we're really close. As I announced last week, and I was disappointed because I remember now they're saying 100. Have you noticed how the game changes? I remember our president standing up and saying, give me 90 days and I'll have things fixed up. 90 days come and gone and he didn't get it. I don't know about you guys, but we're still paying well over $3 a gallon for gas, and eggs are back up to $6 a dozen. Excuse me. I talked to Marianne, and Marianne says in their stores, if they have a sale, it sells out so quick. By the time you get there, it's gone. By the time you get there, then when they buy that and they get a little bit of sell on eggs, or they get a little bit of sell on something else, he says you go to an Aldi's and the shelves are empty. We're not quite in that area yet where our shelves are not empty, but expensive. Oh my goodness. And I was talking to some people a couple days ago, and they were talking, and I says, well, we just need to go back to the prices when I was born in 1954. And they go, that'll never happen. I said, yeah, it's about to happen. So here's what I look at. We all want the money. We all have different reasons why we want it. Some of us want it for greed. Some of it wants it because we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Some of it wants it so they can have some things, but also help a lot of people, help the world. And that's where I'm at. Yes, do I want a new car? I want to get in a car, and I want to be able to truck, and I want to be able to drive it and know that nothing's going to happen to it. If I want to go to a White Sox game, I want to be able to drive to Chicago. I know I can drive up and drive back, and I'm not going to have to call somebody to come tow me home. I went into a store the other day, and a gentleman was buying groceries. And I know this gentleman. He's arrogant. In essence, he could be considered an ASS with a hole. But he came away from home, and he's got this order. Came away from home and he forgot his wallet. And he's standing up there and he's going through all of his pockets, and he checked his back pocket 10 times. I said, it wasn't in the back pocket the first 9 times. It's not going to be there the 10th time either. It's not going to magically appear. And he was like $4.50, $5 short. I looked at the lady and I said, here, and I handed her a $5 bill. Now it's getting towards the end of the month. A $5 bill is pretty precious to me, especially when I just got hit a while back where some people hacked my account and stole about $230, $240 out of it. So when you're on a limited income, $5 can be a lot of money, but I give it to him. Well, I'll pay you back. Because I tell you what, the next time you're in the store and someone's in front of you, help them out. Or someone's behind you. How many times have you been in a store and there might be someone behind you and they might say, there might be someone behind you and they've only got 1 or 2 items. Just look at them and say, hey, put your items up here. I'll take care of that for you. If we all work together, guys, we can make America great again. I know the guy's going to do it. He's going to make America great again, and he's going to take care of everything. But why give him all the credit? Let's jump in there and get a little bit of our own. So I truthfully believe 100% that TNT Tony's going to have some great news today. I know Wolverine had some really good news yesterday. Wolverine has said that sometime today that the hat would be speaking. The hat would be speaking, and he's already come out and announced that it's time to get these special beds out and about to people. And that's what I'm waiting for. If someone looked at me and said, Ralph, we can get the beds and you can get on them, but you got to keep living financially for the next 3 months the way you are. But we could get the people on the beds ourselves, our animals, and that, I take the bets in a heartbeat. Because money's not going to do us any good at all if we don't have our health. And the people say, well, I don't know if I want to get on that. I want to see how it's going to work. Some people just doesn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But they'll go out and buy lotto tickets. Here a while back, not bragging, I didn't think I was. It might come across that I was. I was just saying that I have 14 different kind of currencies with Ron. And we have a lot of it. I wasn't bragging. It's just that we have it. And now we got 16 different kinds. And I'm not bragging. But when the gentleman thought I was, and he called me out on it, I explained to him. I said, well, let's get something straight here. I used to go to taverns. I used to drink a lot. And when I was in the taverns, me and my brother Russ, a friend of ours, we was always throwing $20 bills in these poker machines. Now, it's funny. I could go to the tavern by myself, and I could throw a $20 bill in the poker machine, and I could cash out. And you guys can ask Ron if he's on. I haven't seen him, but I'm hoping he was, because he asked me what time I was going to go live, and I told him. But you can ask him. When we went to the machines and drink beer, to the taverns and drink beer, and then I would play these machines and lose 20, 40, 60, sometimes $80, $100 if I had it. If I was playing with my brother Russ, we never cashed in. But then a couple weeks later, I'd see him and he'd say, hey, I went to the tavern the other night, just to have a few beers, threw a 20 in and won $150. He always wins when he's by himself, but if he's playing with someone, we never cash in. See, my feelings is if you throw a 20 in, like when it's me and him and say, Ron, I throw a 20 in, let's play the 20 down. If we lose it, then another one puts a 20. Then another one puts a 20. But if I put a 20 in and we hit it for $100, let's take the 100 out. Let's take it out, give it back to the original person, take 60 and give 20 to each one of the three people, and take the final 20 and put in. Now we're playing on house money. And even if we each put another 20 in, it'd be $80 in there that we would lose. But we didn't do anything. We got the enjoyment of playing. But oh no, when I play with my one brother, it's no, well, we're just going to put it back in anyway. He doesn't get it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But I give up that. I give up drinking at the taverns. Me and Ron very seldom ever. I can't remember the last time me and Ron have went out and got something to eat at fast food or a regular restaurant. We used to go to this one restaurant every Friday afternoon. All you can eat steak buffet. Also on Friday, as long as you was there before 4:00 as a senior citizen, you got the lunch hour rate, which was about $5 a person cheaper. But we used to love to go there, but it was a long drive. So Ron would always pay because it takes me that much money to pay for the gas up and back. We give that up. We don't go to Hooters no more. Like I said, I cannot remember the last time we used to play this one number, pick 4, 1919. At least each one of us $1 a day. That's $14 for the two of us. But more times we play it even more. And we won a lot of money on that. But that's not it. It's how much are you losing if you go a year, and you see what I mean? I give up a lot of things so I could have extra money. And when I had the extra money, I started buying foreign currency. Now, I don't know. Everything I got might be worthless. It might just not even be worth the toilet paper that's hanging, on the roll in the bathroom. We don't know. But see, I like to live in a world where I have excitement that something good could happen, instead of living in a world and saying, there's no way we can change this. There's no way. Every Democrat voted against everything that they wanted to do, about giving senior citizens a raise, about no taxes for senior citizens, about no taxes on tips. Anything that has to do with the people that's not putting money back in these people's pocket, every one of them voted against it. So the next time someone asks you, are you this party or this party? It should be a pretty simple answer. You don't even have to be the other party. You can be an independent, but why anybody would vote for these people that don't give a rat's behind for any of us? It just amazes me. They lie, they cheat, they steal. The last time the time before when we had the really, really good president, and then Sleepy came in. The good president never lost one military person. How long did it take us to lose military? You know what? And I was kind of part of seeing what losing a son does in the military. And you turn back to Hands of Time, the Vietnamese contest. What went on over there. One of Ron's best friends was in Vietnam. He had 23 days left. He was out on his last tour going out into the battle. And somebody about 10 feet over, as they was patrolling, stepped on a mine, and it wiped the whole row out. I seen what it did to my best friend. I seen what it did to his mom and dad, his little brother, his sister. But the thing that even though this was back in 1967 or 1968, I was only 12 or 13 years old. The thing that I can't get out of my head is at the cemetery, when his fiance, who was within 3 weeks of having their child, yeah, he got a little frisky just before he shipped over there, and he didn't go for a full year. It was his second tour of duty. The little girl is now in her almost 60s. I've never met her. I don't know what happened to his fiance. My best friend and their family moved away, and I haven't seen them for years, but it tore these people up. We had another family, friends, that we lost a young man. All I'm saying is our president today never has lost anybody. But it's time he does make America great again. It's time that he ends the wars all over the world. It's time we get to the big N and the big G. I could go and read Judy. I could go and read other things, but I didn't want to have a show like that today. This might be, and I'm saying this with all honesty, I'm not wanting to sound like Bruce, because I would have to name mine. I couldn't imitate Bruce. I would have to name my show, Ralph Ron, Patriot 5, Patriot 6, and the Little Call, because I don't have things to sell. I don't keep people on for an hour and a half so I can sell this program and this program and this program. All I do is speak from the heart and try to be there for each and every one of you as you're there for me. You won't believe how many days I just sent a message to someone just because I needed someone just to either call me or say something. Not a day goes by that Linda Scullen, or Scullion, whichever, not a day goes by that she doesn't send me a message. Congress has finally returned after 2 weeks of Easter break. The buses has as well, all 7 of them. My brain needs answers. Stay tuned. See, this is what I don't understand. When our president took over, he said, gone are the days. If you're not at work, you're not getting paid. They've called his bluff over and over. Yes, this could be our last show. I promise you I will come on when I get the 800 number, and it might just be a show just about the 800 number. I might do a show and tell you what I think you need to do when you go, how you need to prepare. But for anyone who has currency, get it put separated. Don't go up and just have a paper bag and say, here's my currency, count it. Know what you got. Make sure they sign it and give you a copy back. If things go the way they have, we'll be back Wednesday. I'm always around. If you need me, send me a message and I'll get back with you. Help our Social Security. It needs to be. But I'm so tired of going on social media. And our president says, if you're watching this now, you will be blessed. If you're a senior citizen, click this button. I'm so tired of people imitating him. It's time that he quits taking the crap and gets off the pot. It's time he wipes these people out, gets rid of them, and starts to do. We need help. We need support, and we need to cross the finish line together. Thanks, everyone. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Lots of love, Patriot 5 and Patriot 6.